Hello, I'm deal with the topic symbols in the Macbeth play. What it is? Let's brief introduction of the author. The born in Stratford upon Avon, England, and baptized 26th April 1564 and died 23rd April 1616. And he occupation of he was a playwright, poet, and actor. And he belonged to the era of Elizabethan and Jacobean. He was the most famous. And introduction of the play, the Macbeth written in the 1606. It is a tragedy that followed the rise and fall of Macbeth after three witches prophesied his futures and declared to Macbeth will become a king. There are a very present role here. The prophecy given, which is given the prophecy, you become the king. And after Macbeth was very ambitious, and he killed the current king. It means killed the Duncan, and after he killed his friend Banquo. And however, the Macbeth, in his blind desire to keep the throne, and makes several errors that lead to his desire and the rise of Banquo's son Malcolm. All are sins created only in ambitious is very be a powerful ambitious. The Macbeth here. Now I'm deal with the symbols in the Macbeth play. The first symbol is the blood. The blood is a very significant role present in the Macbeth. Macbeth blood symbolizes a guilt. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth murder more people in pursuit of the throne because his three witches given the prophecy you become the king. And after the Macbeth was very ambitious, and Lady Macbeth also forced to become a king. And after he murdered the future, he murdered King Duncan and become a pursuit of throne, and both are struggling with the inability to wash the blood from their hand. It means the crime in this blood. He pursuing of throne, and more peoples are murdered. The Macbeth, and I given the example in Act 2, Scene 2. Macbeth say, will all great Neptune ocean wash their blood clean from my hand? No, this my hand will rather. The multitudinous seas in carnadine, making the green one red. It means Macbeth saying that not even all the water it cannot wash anyway the blood. In fact, the hues of the blood is so strong, and the small amount of his hand and will stand the ocean red. Not oceans can wash her blood in his hand. And Macbeth and his wife cannot fully wash the blood from their hand, and both are guilt about their crime. And another theme is the sleep. Sleep symbolizes the peace and innocence in the Macbeth. For example, Act 2, Scene 2, after murdering King Duncan in his sleep, Macbeth hear a voice said, Macbeth does murder sleep. It means he cannot destroy the Duncan's sleep, but he is also suffering for all lose his own sleep. And after the suffering from the Lady Macbeth, also the suffering from sleep, and he disturbed by the nightmare, and his wife Lady Macbeth suffer for sleepwalking, and she loses her peace and disturb his behavior. After Lady Macbeth was facing the madness, and after end of the for season. It means Lady Macbeth saying you love the season of all nature sleep. It means which means that his lack of sleep is denying the him madness. And another symbol is the weather. The lightning and thunderstorm awake at night symbolize the corruption of the nature human order. The first opening scenes, weather and thunder, are a most important beginning of the play. The three which is the coming, and one which say, when shall we meet again? In thunder or in the rain. And second, which replied that when the better lost of won. It means the weathers. The King Duncan's murder that time, the weather was very dark. And that time, the Duncan's murder and the night demonstrate a shift of moral and political structures. And after the king's death, and Macbeth was become the king, and Macbeth was changing the rules and regulations of that end up political. And he is Macbeth also struggled the changes the political order. And I'm concluded the Ben Johnson's quotations to say the William Shakespeare. He was not of an age, but for all the time. It means the he was not popular in this age, because the all everyone know that whole time he's lived. And Macbeth is a very complex play, and the symbols are sleep, bloods, and weather are symbolic. The event, plot, and themes is in this play, in the tragedy. And blood symbolize the guilt, sleep symbolize the innocence and peacefulness, and weathers represent the moral and political order through the Macbeth. And thank you. And this is my work citations.